If you're looking for that stroll down memory lane, you want to play some of your favorite games, retro consoles, heck, even modern consoles and modern PC games all in one place, well then this retro gaming emulation hard drive found on Amazon might be the ticket for you. So I picked up this hard drive off of Amazon. It's advertised as having over 98,000 games, tons and tons of emulators already, packaged together. Over 9,800 3D titles, which is kind of impressive. That is a lot of games, specifically modern games. It's got AAA titles for your Windows PC. This is made for Windows PCs, so all the way back to Windows 7, all the way current to Windows 11, this is compatible. Nothing for Mac users, sorry. And if you don't have a Windows PC, then this isn't the product for you. But let's go ahead and connect it to my gaming PC and check out what kind of emulation we get, the user interfaces, what they look like, and just how many games really show up on this hard drive. So first things first, even though this is advertised as a plug-and-play device, there is a little bit of preemptive work you'll have to do to your computer to get everything up and running. First and foremost, once you connect the drive to your PC, you should see submenu and folders similar to this. I highly suggest going straight to the README text. This basically gives you a breakdown of what operating systems houses which games, arcade games over in Hypersin. Playnite has, mainly all your Windows PC games, Technoparrot, Launchbox. There also is a helpful little system configuration video that'll walk you through how to install the Microsoft redistributable files as well as DirectX and how to do that. You need to do that, but to get any of these operating systems to perform. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, watch that video, it'll show you how. If you still don't feel comfortable doing it, then this is not the hard drive for you. Next, I would suggest scanning this for malicious malware and all that kind of stuff. I've already scanned my drive. I didn't find any issues, but better safe than sorry. I always tell people, once you've got everything installed, you're gonna go into your core type R folder. You're gonna double click on the core exe file. Should have a nice little splash screen. And then here we are with our little sub menu of our operating systems. Now, a lot of this is redundant because a lot of the same games are housed in multiple operating systems. Basically, Kodi, if you've got a bunch of movies and TV shows downloaded and you're streaming stuff, Kodi would be something you would use. Launchbox, this is going to be, your preferred operating system. At least it's my preferred. This, will house mostly all your retro gaming consoles as well as some arcade games. Playnite, this is going to be all Windows-based PC games. Retrobat, again, kind of redundant with Launchbox, similar type, just a different little kind of a splash and operating system. CoinOps. For controls, I've just got a USB Xbox One control, generic. I didn't map anything, I just plugged it into the computer and it recognized my controls right out of the gate. I'm using my D-pad to move around. I can also use the analog stick. My A is enter and B is back. But here in CoinOps, like I said, it's just a random assortment of older systems. I'm going to hit B. I'm back out completely. And we're going to get out of CoinOps. If you want to see all the games, Hyperspin Attraction, this is going to be where you want to go. I'll fair warn you though, it is a bit of an eyesore because it's got subcategories, which is great, but there's so many. I mean, it's got each and every platform you can think of. It's got subgenres, so like all your Ninja Turtle games, all your superhero games, all your wrestling games are going to be in one folder, which is convenient that way, but scrolling through this takes a while. And then once you pick whatever category you want, it gets even, more in the weeds. But that's kind of the upside slash downside of having thousands upon thousands upon thousands of games at your fingertip on this hard drive. Because essentially they've done, the copious amount of work to get all these emulators and all these ROMs categorized, put together, and put in one place for you. That way you don't have to waste any time, energy, or effort doing that. Everything's pretty much pre-configured. You can save your games depending on the emulator. You save your game, load it up, go right back to where you started. You can add games, so if for whatever reason you found a missing ROM or there's a game that you're particularly interested in and you don't see it on here, you can just drag and drop it because this is essentially a hard drive. You can treat it just like any normal hard drive you would. And as you can see, Retrobat's a little cleaner. It tells you specifically how many games are in each folder, how many you've played. It's got, better categories if you ask me. Arcade, light gun. It's not broken down by every single platform, every type of hardware. It's just, the nitty gritty. Here's your systems and your consoles. and then you're up and running. That's it in a nutshell. Like I said, it's very easy to navigate. You're just gonna find whatever games you're wanting, select it. You know, you can just pick one and launch it up, and you should be good to go. Very quick loading time depending on your computer, of course. If you've got a potato computer connecting to this hard drive, you're going to get potato computer performance, and you know, it's just not going to be recommended for all those more advanced 3D systems. But overall, I mean, this thing, if you're looking to save time, energy, and money of having, you know, just a massive library of games at your fingertips, this is definitely the way to go. And with Playnite, this is all your Windows PC games. Nice, healthy assortment, good games. You got little indie games, you got massive third-party AAA titles. You know, a nice mix of a little bit of everything from genres: fighting games, racing games, puzzle games, platformers, action games, you name it. I was very happy to see the titles on here. Obviously, you know, there was a couple I would probably like to have seen, like, you know, Shredder's Revenge from Turtles or something like that. But for the price point, I mean, if you just tried to buy these games alone, you'd be spending hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. And considering the price of this drive, it's still a crazy good value. So we checked out the operating system / user interfaces, lots to choose from. This does truly have all the games you could possibly ever want. So this is your one-stop shop if you don't have the time to set up emulators and look for ROM files out there on the internet. It's all done for you here. So let's check out some emulation performance. I'm gonna, you know, screen capture off of my gaming PC, 1080p, 60 frames per second settings. I'm not gonna tweak into the emulator settings or anything like that. Everything's just gonna be default, and what you see is what you get.
Jump in, kid!
Wow, those guys are bad at fighting.
Incomplete pass. Pokes the intended receiver on the play. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line.
Brought through with my crew on the bumper. Homie fell off in his head. Cut tree.